best a man can get.
Good morning and welcome to First Things First. I'm Jenna Wolf. That is the Hall of Famer Chris Carter. This right here is Nick Wright. And thanks to the Golden State Warriors, we have more basketball to talk about. This series continues. We got a big show for you today. Much more fallout from Kevin Durant's injury. The Lakers and Pelicans are engaged in trade talks as we speak for AD. Well, we're going to start with the aforementioned NBA Finals, which continue. The Raptors did have a chance to close it out in Game 5. They came up just short, so tonight, series shifts back to Oracle for Game 6. No Kevin Durant, obviously, for the Warriors, but they're still favored by 2.5 points. This Warriors team locked into the here and now on what they need to do to force a Game 7. Not easy to do with so many questions surrounding the future of this team.
I expect us to obviously come out and play as hard as we can. We're not even thinking about the future. We're just thinking about enjoying this last show at Oracle we're about to give our fans. And I expect our fans to be the loudest they've ever been, especially in the name of Kevin and, you know, bringing his type of spirit he would bring to the fight and the competitiveness. I know our fans will do that because we deserve it, but more importantly, Kevin does for what he gave this team, this organization. There wouldn't be banners if it wasn't for his presence, so we expect our crowd to be loud for him.
I don't think much needs to be said about the motivation that we have or are going to have tomorrow. Like Klay said, to protect our home court, feed off our crowd's energy, play for K, and try to keep our season alive. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that you can kind of tap into for energy tomorrow. We'll be ready.
Not that they need to. These are the Warriors. They've done that before. They've been here before. But see, can the Warriors force a Game 7?
Absolutely they can. It's going to be a great atmosphere. Oracle, the Warriors, they do deserve it. The NBA, they deserve it. They were able to hold off the Raptors in game number 5, which was tremendous atmosphere for them to be able to get their 4th win. So, yes, this is one of the greatest basketball teams I've ever seen. They able to play 48 minutes of basketball at home with the type of energy going to be in the building? Yes, but a number of things are going to happen, and it's not the guys that we heard from. I'm not worried about Klay. I'm not worried about Steph. But I am worried about the other players, and they become more important, or just as important as the two main cogs in their offense, and that's Draymond Green and that's Boogie Cousins. Are they going to be able to make shots? The Warriors, in 2 of their wins, Boogie Cousins has scored in double figures. Draymond Green, it's those open looks. It's not, is he going to make shots? It's those wide open looks, because if he misses those shots, it really reinforces Nick Nurse and the type of defense that they're trying to play. Now, yes, there's a number of Raptors that have to be able to get involved in this. They're going to have a say, but I believe that Boogie Cousins, if he's able, and I think that we should take some time to be able to compliment Boogie on what he was able to do in game number 5. For the first time, Nick, you pointed out in his career, the coaching staff had gone to him and told him he was not going to play. But you know something that did not change? Besides his overall reputation after this run he's been on in Golden State, I believe is going to change. He went through his normal pregame shooting routine. He went through his normal conditioning he would do before the games. Because lo and behold, no one knows it. Kevin Durant gets injured. He gets forced in. He's the 3rd center off the bench, guy who has started every single time. When he's been in the league, he's been a starter. And it's hard to give that up. So to see Boogie Cousins, a person who's received a lot of criticism, to see him be able to adapt, play a key part in that game, and he will be playing late in the 4th quarter. And if he plays well, the Warriors' chances of forcing a game number 7, I believe, Nick, they're real.
Well, listen, we know that Klay and Steph are going to play well, or we think we know that. Can there be a third guy to where those 3 people, Klay, Steph, and Draymond, Klay, Steph, Iguodala, Klay, Steph, Boogie, those 3 guys going to need to combine for around 85 points tonight. Pencil Klay and Steph in for 65. I think they're going to be able to do it. Can one of those other 3 main Warriors get a 20-point game, which we have not been able to see them do in this NBA Finals? To me, that is the clearest path for the Warriors to win, along with the home crowd carrying them, along with Pascal Siakam missing open shots and Danny Green staying in this little mini 2-game shooting slump that is very real. The first play of the fourth quarter of Game 5, the Raptors drew up a brilliant play to get Danny Green a wide-open corner 3, and Danny Green clanged a wide-open corner 3. They need him to get going. But I'll be honest, I am as conflicted about this pick, about this game, as any game these NBA playoffs, because logic and reasoning says I should hammer the Toronto Raptors. They have been better. They have dominated this series. They are healthier, and they're slight underdogs. But the Warriors, maybe it's 5 years of watching them. Maybe it's the aura of Oracle. Maybe it's because I just saw Steph and Klay turn a 6-point deficit into a 3-point lead like that. It's scary. It's scary to say, are you really going to go out and say the Warriors, this part of their dynasty is going to end in their building, in this game, with that level of emotion? The X's and O's, the analytics say the Raptors not only should be favored, but should be favored by 4 or 5 points instead of underdogs by 2 or 3. And so that says there'd be value in picking the Raptors, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it.
Why do you think, the Warriors are favored? It's a small number, but why do you think the Warriors are favored in this one?
A lot of times, just as a former athlete, I don't really get caught up into the line. Because the line, to me, is not really the true breakdown of who's going to win the game. The line is just betting. It's about betting. You know,
and I'm trying to get even money on both sides.
Yes, and I could understand the Warriors. They should be the favorite. It's Game 6, last game in Oracle. I don't see any circumstances that Toronto would be an underdog, but they shouldn't be an underdog with the margin that they are the underdog. You have to give the Warriors credit for getting through game number 5. Now, as an athlete, I don't believe in too much in riding on the emotion of the hometown crowd. I don't believe in playing for another player. Because in real time, when you're trying to shoot your jump shot, I can't be thinking about Kevin Durant. Now, it sounds good in the press conference, and all those things are really, really nice. But will it have an effect on the game? Does it make you grab another rebound? Does it make you get on the floor for a loose ball? No. The Warriors are going to be all in. They got a championship organization. They're going to play as hard as they can. But as I told you at the beginning of the series, Toronto was a better basketball team without Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is not going to be there. And all those 11 points and those 12 minutes that he played, they needed those in game number 5 just to be able to get that 1-point win.
See, it's been, what, almost 30 years, 29 years and counting since you had a drink, right?
Yes.
Correct? All right. So you're not very familiar as an adult with hangovers. It's been about, for me, less than 29 days since I've had a hangover, so I know how long they can affect you. That's why the Warriors are favored. Because the betting public, Vegas, whomever, is concerned about what I am concerned about. Do the Raptors have a hangover from, we had it.
We were right there.
We were up 6.
Trophy was being wheeled out.
We were right there. And can you recover? Can you rally just 72 hours later in a hostile environment against a desperate team? If they don't have a hangover, then they will be champions, I believe, because they are better. They will be able to overcome the home court. But if they have any bit of it, we saw the Warriors in a similar situation where they had to go on the road into Game 6 after losing to Game 5. They actually outplayed the Cavs in that game for the second, third, and fourth quarters. They were down 31-11 after the first quarter. They were not ready, and that's why they lost that game in Cleveland. And then this coin flip game in Game 7. That is what Toronto has to try to avoid tonight, letting the Warriors jump on top of them early.
One thing, if Klay's going to talk about the crowd and playing to the crowd, watch Draymond Green. Draymond is one technical away from getting suspended.
From missing Game 7.
So when you talk about energy, you better make sure that Draymond Green appropriates his energy the right way and at the right people. Now, I don't think the referees will have a quick whistle.
No.
But let's just watch Draymond. Let's just watch how he acts. Let's just watch in the most hyped atmosphere that we'll ever see in Oracle in the last game. Let's see how he handles that.
All right, the big story tonight, Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The big story today, the U.S. Open. Coming up, will Tiger Woods inch closer to Jack Nicklaus's record? That's next on FS1, and you can always check us out on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM. We'll be right back.
Steph told me you have